Hey everybody, thank you so much for joining me today on the My Bourbon Journey Whiskey Review channel. So today we're taking a look at Blue Run. Blue Run is a newer company as of about the middle part of 2020. So what is it? So Blue Run is a Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. This specifically comes in at 113 proof or 56.5% ABV. Mash bill on this is undisclosed. It is age stated as 13 years, so a really nice aged bourbon there. And MSRP on this is going to be right around $169. So a little bit of information on this. So Blue Run has Jim Rutledge, who's the former master distiller for Four Roses, kind of do all of their either some distillation, I think that they're doing now for the brand, but all of the sourcing for the most part on this. So, and obviously Jim Rutledge is now kind of running the Cream of Kentucky, brought back an older brand, maybe a year or two ago on that. So they've got a really nice backer, somebody who knows an awful lot about whiskey and profiles, really kind of working with them and putting out a really good product. So why don't we go ahead and we'll kind of get into the review. I'm kind of excited to bring this one, to you guys. I think it'll be really interesting to see, what it is from them and kind of continue to monitor what it is that Blue Run is doing and kind of what it is that they're putting out. So, all right, color-wise, as you can see, it's got a really nice color. Move it around the glass. It's very oily on the glass. Nice kind of like lighter mahogany type of color on that. You'd expect it for it to be that in that 13-year age range. So all right, nose wise. Oh boy, it's like richness like right away. Like that rich like sweet oak caramel like right in your face. A little bit of nuttiness that's there on this one. And I would say I get this kind of like baked apple pie with this one as well. There's this richness, that pastry, the cherry, again, the apples, the spice, that cinnamon, kind of that doughy aspect to it. Nice spice on it. Not a lot of heat, a little bit, but not a lot on this. Those dark fruits are definitely there. But again, that baked apple pie aspect is kind of what's like really sticking in my mind. Yeah, like a nutmeg. There's even a really nice nutmeg note there. A little bit of black pepper there as well. Some nice brown sugars. Really nice kind of like richness that's there to it. Even almost from a vanilla standpoint, there's more of a creme brulee where it's just more rich. I would say this is just kind of where you get a lot of those really nice bourbon notes. It's just amplified. There's more richness that's there to it. And I think a lot of that has to do with the age that's on this for sure. So more importantly, let's see how this one is going to taste. Cheers. Wow. Really nice oak, baking spice, nice touch of sweetness that's there, that vanilla, that caramel, nice dark fruits. Again, a little bit of that nutty characteristic to it, slightly. Even like maybe some type of a chocolate note that's there. That spice is really nice, that lingering spice on this. Nice oak. There's just this richness when you taste a bourbon that's got this complexity and richness to it. It's all of that like so far. Nice brown sugars, really nice so far. Heavy dark fruits. Getting a little bit of like a raspberry, like a really rich raspberry, maybe even some strawberry. It's more of a dried fruit where you get that intensity, more of the kind of like the caramelized sugars that you get with a dried fruit, something along those lines. There's just this richness to it, slight dryness on maybe the side of the palate, nice long finish on it so far. Again, that chocolate kind of starts to come out a little bit more in this. Yeah, it's heavy on the dark fruits, I would say. Lingering spice for sure. Nice oak presence to it. Not over oak by any means. A lot of times you start getting into some of these ages, you can really start to pull out a lot of the heavy oaks. This one I would say is just like almost perfect in terms of the amount of oak that's on this one. Again, slight black pepper, that's there as well. It's a really nice bourbon. There's just that complexity, the sweetness, the balance of it is really nice. You've got, again, a lot of the sweetness up front. Actually, it's all over. The sweetness is front, middle, back. Spice hits right on that mid to the back of the palate. A little bit of that black pepper. Dark fruits just kind of coats the entire mouth. Maybe even some of that slight kind of like, again, pastry notes, that the cinnamons, the nutmegs, the baked apple pie aspect. It's a really nice bourbon. And I'm guessing that this will probably be something that will start to kind of come to the forefront and be noticed, I think, by a few more people. Once the name gets out a little bit more, people have an opportunity to try it. The word spreads a little bit more. You know, I would give this thing a recommendation. I know a lot of people's issue will be right away the price point, but in today's day and age, you know, if you can get a high quality bourbon with the complexity and richness that I think this truly has, that $169 price point, yes, it is a little bit steep, but I think it kind of reflects in what the product, you know, really is. So it's a really nice, you know, bourbon. Just got a nice like leather note on it as well. Finish is nice and long, the lingering spice, the baked apple pie, the pastry, the dark fruits, those baking spices, that nutmeg, the cinnamon, cherry. It's a lot. I mean, it's kind of a journey, and that's something that I really appreciate in a well-crafted bourbon, is that it really kind of takes you on this ride where you're getting constantly all of these different things. And just when you're sipping on a high quality bourbon, you just know it. And I would say for me, in terms of what it is that I like in a bourbon, this kind of nails a lot of those categories. It's a good proof. It's got a lot of the nice spice. It's got the sweetness. It's got the dark fruits. It's got the chocolate. It's got the baked apple pie. It's really nice. I would say this at another 10 proof points higher, I couldn't even imagine probably what the richness would be of this. I can only imagine it would probably be fantastic. But with that being said, at 113 proof, it's a really nice, you know, bourbon. Would I recommend this? I would say yes. I know people are gonna have an issue again with the price, and that's always the biggest thing, is that people want the biggest and baddest and boldest for the least expensive you can get, but sometimes you have to pay the price for what it is that you're getting and what it is that Blue Run is putting out. I think is incredible. So I would give it a buy recommendation just from that standpoint. You know, price aside, you know, again, you can interpret that however, you know, you want in terms of value. But overall, in terms of what this bourbon has to offer, I think it's a fantastic bourbon and one that I would absolutely love to be able to sit down and sip on. And I think a lot of other people really would too. So Finish wise, again, I think just kind of in terms of what I described, a lot of that, you know, pastry, you know, the baked apple pie, the dark fruits, you know, the nutmegs, the cinnamons, the caramels, the vanillas, all of that, it's all there. And it's nice and rich and complex. And I think just about anybody who enjoys, again, a really, really, you know, top-notch bourbon, I think is going to really enjoy this. So Blue Run, Jim Rutledge, everybody involved with this, you guys have done a really, really nice job. So with that being said, again, this is the Blue Run Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, 113 proof, 13 years old, MSRP $169. So with that being said, I want to say thank you so much for tuning into another one of my reviews. If you'd like to follow me, you can on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all of those places, at My Bourbon Journey. If you'd like to help support the channel, you can through my Patreon page, which I'll have linked in the description below. And remember, it's about the journey and not the destination.